Welcome to the newly rebranded Beamstream podcast, Julian and Ant. Today is going to be our awards podcast. We're going to talk about all of our All NBA picks and then awards leaders and maybe a little bit of the King stuff before the first round of playoffs starts today. You ready to get into it?
Yep.
Perfect. So we want to start with
Ye-
awards and work our way up to All NBA at the end.
Yes, that's perfect.
Okay.
You starting to start with the main one MVP. I know that one was a
Yeah, let's do
difficult.
it.
I know that one was difficult for you.
Yeah, you had no problems. I struggled deeply.
Yeah, I mean it is fair because the top three really do all have a case to win. Um, and I know for you, your top three, at least your two and three, is different than mine
Yes,
personally. So,
we
do you
ended
want
up
to
at the
start?
same
Do you want to
one.
start at three and then work our way up to one?
Yeah.
Or
So for me, I went Jokic, and for you,
I went Wemby at three.
okay.
I just really I mean one I couldn't ignore Jokic's early season success, especially as he was the front runner before he got injured. And I don't think it's fair to I think you have to look at the whole season rather than just recently because if we just looked recently, I do think Wemby wins it. However, we've also seen when Wemby's gone out this year that the Spurs have been, for the most part, pretty
Yeah,
fine. I mean, they're 12-6 without him. Like they're doing good. So, but obviously, Wemby is the best defender in the NBA. Like
yeah. For me,
that's not even a
his
question.
defensive impact on top of what he does offensively, even in limited minutes, just they didn't play him that much this year, which for me was a big. It hurt him and it helped him because everything that he did was in short sample size or shorter sample size compared to the other two. But at the same time, he didn't play that many minutes, and they were second in the West. But
Yeah,
I think when he was on the floor, his on-off numbers were higher than the other two. His rim deterrence is incredible. It just forces everything into corner threes, while those corner threes also become less efficient. For me, it was just defensive impact and then eye test, which is says so much because for me, Jokic has been my MVP favorite for the last 4 years,
yeah,
and
that's
this may
fair.
have been his best season.
Yeah, I mean, it's so difficult because they all had such good seasons. Like they all had MVP level
Yeah,
seasons. Like somebody's gonna look back on this season and probably be like, why didn't this guy win? And then you're gonna look at who won and you're gonna be like, oh. But then
yep.
you're gonna look at third place and you're gonna be like, oh, why didn't he win? So
Like
really, just
honestly,
it's really opinion based on this one.
yeah.
Like,
This it feels very similar to me the McCaffrey, Derrick Henry Heisman race from like a decade ago, where everybody had a solid argument about who should have
yeah,
won that.
didn't
And
didn't Derrick Henry win that?
McCaffrey did.
Oh, I thought McCaffrey should have won. So
Yeah. But to me,
whatever.
that's like only thing where I'm like, there is a legitimate argument for all of it. And then we'll get into number one, Shea.
Yeah. number one is obviously De'Aaron Fox. No, I'm kidding. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. I don't think you can. I mean, his numbers are just so good this year. He's shooting. He has ridiculous numbers for a guard,
Yeah.
and he doesn't turn the ball over. He has less turnovers than Jokic and Wemby, and he's a point guard on the number one team in the NBA. So his his impact is just unbelievable. He's not a bad defender. He's a good defender. The
Yeah.
Thunder are a great defensive team, and he's the leader of that team. So when you take all that into account, plus it's Shea. He's just you get into a fourth quarter. Who do you want to have the ball at this point? You want Shea to have the ball because he's
Yeah.
gonna do something with it. Like there's so many times he makes shots that are just like I forget which team it might have been the Nuggets actually or the Spurs. I think it was one of the top teams they were playing, and he just went crazy in the fourth quarter and overtime and started just making.
I think that was probably the Nuggets.
Yeah, I don't remember correctly, but I'm pretty sure it was one of the two because they were going back and forth, and then Shea hit. Shea was just hitting like crazy shots. So
I mean,
I don't know.
Shea, I think,
For me, it was pretty easy. Plus, he didn't have J Dub for half the season,
yeah,
so
2/3. J-Dub played, I think, 36 games, something like that.
they're
And
your second best player. It's kind of like they
yep.
still won almost
And
65
crazy,
games, so
I
something
think
like that.
Shea contributed to 52 points per game, had 80.3% of his um, field goals made were unassisted, and he did that on 60% effective field goal percentage. So super efficient, super high volume, and just not turning the ball over too. So when you put all that together, it's a fantastic offensive season.
Yeah. The other thing is with Jokic and defense. I forget what stat it is, but they like incorporate offensive assists into the defensive stat. I don't know if it's Darko or if it's net or defensive rating. I forget which one it is, but it boosts Jokic up to like the first or second best defender in the league because of it. Um, so like numbers wise, Jokic looks like the best defender in the league off of like a couple stats because they incorporate offensive statistics for a center because at one point it was a little skewed for centers and they had to incorporate other stats in order to make it more fair. But you have an anomaly like Jokic and you create a stat like that and it's just like
I'll have to
kind of
look that up later.
I don't know. I keep seeing it. I consistently see it on Twitter and online, so people mentioning it. So that part is weird to me. Like if you really wanted to go just statistic and not off of
Yeah,
analytics, somebody could be like, "Oh, well, Jokic is like the second best defender in the league off of this
whatever
statistic."
metric it is,
Well, okay, well, that one's flawed. In
just a little
that
bit.
for Jokic is flawed. For everyone else, it might work because I do think it actually like there was some calculation that they needed to do for it that made that make sense, but for Jokic, it doesn't work.
He breaks
So,
numbers.
yeah. Do you want to move on
Yeah, let's
to
do it.
which one you want to move on to?
Um, let's go down the list. Defensive Player of the Year will probably be the first unanimous selection ever. Wemby.
Oh, easily. It's
And
Wemby.
then yeah, we'll get into who else were in. I guess there wasn't a conversation, but who else is in that conversation when we do all defensive, or do you just want to do that now?
We can do that in all defensive. I think
Yep.
that's more fair. I think the picking a third place in DPOY was like a little bit. Actually, no, I don't think it was that hard. But you know,
All right, Rookie of the
we'll
Year,
get there later.
Coop.
Which
Or
one?
you go Con. Rookie of the Year.
Oh, my third place is VJ. I think everyone has VJ.
Yeah.
Um, Second place, I put Khan on here as second, and Cooper Flag is first, and I think a lot of that is some recency bias.
Yeah, it's
And I'll
hard
be
to
honest,
have watched the last 2 weeks and not feel anti-con.
like he is the best rookie, and I think with Rookie of the Year, it it's really about like who is the best rookie. Um, and I think Cooper Flag is the best rookie. Like I do think Khan. I don't. I like thinking about it a little bit more. I don't think I thought about it like super hard, but I do really think that I might put Khan at one instead, um, because he had a historic year for a rookie. Like
Yeah,
his 3 point shooting was unbelievable, um, but Cooper Flag has just been ridiculous.
yeah, the things he's done.
He's playing as like he's going head to head against superstars, and like this isn't even a team. Like you can't even say the Hornets were that great because of Khan, because they were only the 9th seed and they didn't even make the playoffs.
Nope.
So
That's the thing that was weird about what happened with Luca and Kate this year was it delayed ballots going out. And
mhm.
we want to say that it didn't change anything, but
No,
it's
it did.
hard to ignore what we saw during the plan. And recency bias just has a way to kind of sneak in. But the guys that vote on this are supposed to be professionals, so hopefully it didn't really change much.
Yeah, I don't think it should have changed anything because I mean a 1 game sample size is not, or 1 or 2 game sample size is not enough to make Con Knipple go down. If he was your one before the playoffs started or plan started, he needs to be your one throughout. Con was my two before the plan started.
Yep.
And yeah, if you could use the plan to justify your voting, then sure, Con would for sure be second. But I don't think you can do that because that's not fair to Con. And
Yeah,
who
no,
knows if Cooper Flag was playing in the plan, he could have done the same thing.
no, people. First taste of playoffs gets everybody. I mean, it's
Mhm.
not fair to. It's a regular season award. I was just looking at the tracker, and so far, Khan's actually in the lead.
Yeah, I saw that.
It just has more second place votes. It just means not everything's out yet. But
Yeah.
it's a close race, which fits in with what we're talking about.
If he has more second place votes, who is getting first place votes that's taking over Cooper Flag?
Coop has 13
Or
first, Khan has 12. Then Coop has 5 second place, and Khan has 9. So it's just that they haven't.
oh, they haven't announced their second place.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. I was confused. I was thinking like,
Like, who's the
I was
third
thinking like,
person getting first place votes?
what is going? Are people voting for VJ? Should I put Maxime in there? Just throw in the Maxime right now.
I'm going to be honest, I completely forgot to do my all rookie teams.
That's fine. They're pretty easy. I did one. I did mine too, but you could low key do it off the top of your head. There wasn't that many rookies who were good.
No, there really wasn't. All right, MIP.
You want to start at the bottom or go from the top?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay. So
For
I
me,
actually put a fourth in here because I think he needed to be mentioned.
your fourth is
And
new to me,
honestly, I
isn't it?
might put him third if I was voting because well, no, I get 5 spots. So uh, I put Keita in there. I
Yep.
think he's greatly improved. He's one of the main reasons the Celtics are in the position they are today. They're a 2 seed. They didn't have Jason Tatum half the year, and Nemias Keita was phenomenal. Took a really big step up from what he was before. And I mean, like if it weren't for NAW and Jalen Duran, who are my 1 and 2, Cato would win this for me. Like he just was so much better than he was before, and he's on a 2 seed, starting center. So
Yeah.
you know,
No, he was fantastic, and I was super happy to see that this year.
hmm
because he showed
Wish it was on the
flashes
Kings.
for a couple years, but really hadn't been able to put it together consistently. And he had the opportunity this year and completely capitalized.
Yeah.
Anchored a fantastic defense, and that really says a lot. All right, third,
I have Denny,
you have Denny.
the IDF soldier. Yes. And then who's your third?
Torn between. Like honestly, I want to say Jalen Johnson,
That is super fair.
but at the same time, I've known that he's been this good. I think he was just
Yeah.
healthier this year, which is why I'm
Yeah.
kind of against putting him on there because I mean the last 2 years we've seen this. We just hadn't seen him healthy. And then when
Sure.
they traded Trey, they opened up the usage for him.
Yeah. I don't think anyone really thought that. I mean, Jalen Johnson's. I think he improved, like you said, simply because he got more usage, and that's why his numbers improved. But he's always been this player. Like he's
Yeah.
been great. Like he had the potential to already be All NBA if he was just given the usage he was, and now he's going to be All NBA because he was given that usage. So
Yep.
I don't think I think for me putting Denny there instead is because Denny Denny really took a big step in his own play.
Yeah, he
Like
took a leap.
like I mean we saw in the play-in yesterday he had 40 and 12.
Yeah.
Like
It was
that is
40,
crazy. Right?
41, 7, and 12, I think
Yeah.
was his play-in numbers.
Yeah, that was his numbers. But like he's just taken such a big leap. He's all-star, all NBA level now, and I mean for the amount of hate he was getting this season, which
It's been bad.
it it's pretty valid, but he's still a great player. So
Yeah.
and he's taking a big leap. So you have to give him his flowers for that. And then number two, I think you probably have the same player, Jalen Duren.
Yep.
At two. He went from what 10 and I forget his rebounds last year, but 10 and something
It
to
might have been
20,
10 and 10.
20 and 10 and an All NBA player on the number one seed. I mean, that's just like if
I think
that's not
last
if that's not a most improved player, I don't know what is.
the last month helped him out big time. With Cade going out and him taking a bigger offensive load, showed that he can be more than just a 2A.
Yeah. I would really like to see him shoot the basketball.
Yep. No, we
Because-
talked about this the other day. It's
I know.
weird seeing
It just doesn't to me like it doesn't make sense. Like
shooting no threes.
he doesn't look like a center, like build wise, who would shoot no threes.
I think he's
He
taken
looks like a
7 in his
center
career.
who could
6.
stretch the floor. He's only 6'10". I'm pretty sure.
He averaged 12 and 10 last year.
12 and 10.
Yeah.
But to take that offensive leap to go up to 20 and 10 is just, I mean,
Yeah,
that's
took 4.5 shots more a game. Efficiency didn't drop too much. Free throw
and
shooting
he's
got
on the
better.
ball, too. So,
All right, let's go ahead and do 6th man of the year.
did we talk about NAW?
Oh my, no, we didn't.
I was gonna say I don't feel like I've taken Jalen Duren to win that, but yeah, NAW.
An incredible
Shay's-
season.
Shay's cousin and is living up to it.
Yeah,
I mean, he's taken that load, and he used to just be like one of those players you would look at as more 3-and-D and would be a great defensive player.
yep.
Only, but now offensively, I mean, he is so good. Anytime I'm watching a Hawks game, like NAW is actually a phenomenal offensive player as well. So, and he's really taken that leap this year. I think he's averaging 20 something. So,
Yeah, almost 21.
Like that for him to take that leap,
He went
uh,
from 9.4 to 20.8.
which is crazy. Like NAW.
And his efficiency actually went up on higher
Yeah,
volume.
I mean, it's he's shooting 40% from three. I mean,
Yep.
it's ridiculous. He has an uh, effective field goal percentage of 56%, which is crazy
Fantastic
for
for a
him.
guard, especially a 3-point shooting guard.
Hmm. Like, I'm very excited to see what he does in the playoffs. He's gonna have to keep doing what he's doing in order for them to get to the level they want to go. Beat the Knicks. So they have a tough road in front of them if they want to get
Yeah.
anywhere. But I think they can do it as long as he keeps playing like that and Jalen Johnson keeps playing as well as he has. So, but we can move on to six man now.
Yep. Sixth man of the year. I really, I guess we can do two. I don't have a third place.
I don't really either.
Yeah. I mean,
I think
it's
it'd have to
for,
be like Miles Reed
yeah, it was
again.
Keldon and then a two, and then Jaime Jaquez winning. For me, this was kind of the most boring six man of the year race.
Yeah, I agree.
Didn't really feel,
There was never really a six man you were looking at and being like, oh well, they need to win this for sure. Other than, I mean, Jaime consistently stayed on the bench this year. I mean, you saw so many injuries around the league. I think that's kind of what ruined six man of the year
yeah,
because people had to plug into starting roles that they're not used to. So you have players that could have won potentially if they stayed on the bench all year, but they didn't. So Keldon Johnson, I don't even think he's the best bench player on his team.
no, yeah, he's the one that's been in talks, but
Because Dylan Harper, I think, is a better um, six man of the year, or not better bench player than Keldon Johnson has been this year. At least for the Spurs, impact wise, I think Keldon
yes,
was better earlier on, and now that Dylan Harper has actually like grown into the role that he has, he is the true six man for the Spurs. So that's part of the reason I wouldn't give it to him or give it to Keldon. I think if Dylan Harper played most of the season, you could lean towards six man of the year for Dylan Harper to win that if he's playing at the level he is right now.
yeah.
But Jaime was he wasn't the favorite before the season, but to me he was.
No, he was out of the
So
rotation before the season.
yeah,
Like he
but
completely fell out of favor with Spo last year.
he's played pretty good this year. The Heat were disappointing, but I think Jaime played his role well. He did his job, and I mean it's just there was nobody really to vote for this, so it's kind of just like I
Yep.
mean have to go Jaime.
Coach of the year.
Oof. I think I mean I have Joe Mazzulla
Yeah,
as my
it's
one, and I
Missoula.
think you do too. I think just what he's had to deal with Jason Tatum being out all year and they're still at the point they are right now. I don't think anybody really predicted that. So
No,
I think you kind of
everybody
have to
thought they
give
were
it.
tanking.
You kind of have to give it to him. So and then I have Jordan Ott at two. I think after Joe Mazzulla, there's so many good options. Jordan Ott for the Suns was great this year.
Charles Lee should
He's
be up there as well.
who'd you say?
Lee.
Oh yeah, and then oh my god, how am I blanking on his name?
Which team?
Pistons.
JB Bickerstaff.
Yeah, JB Bickersmith. He also needs to be up there, and Quinn Snyder could even win it. Could even be up
Yeah,
there too. I mean, they all had great seasons this year. Took
yeah.
teams past where they were. I think it would be better if you had like a worse coach of the year and you put You put Jamal Jamal Mosley in there.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. And my favorite is the reports that the Pelicans like him for head coach.
Oh
He's
my
on the
god.
short list. So yeah. All right. Clutch player of the year. We already talked about. It's Shea.
I don't think you can go with anybody else.
Yep.
I don't think anybody really had that impact that Shea did in clutch moments. And I mean, for an MVP to be that clutch, I especially in close games, you can just rely on Shea to make a shot. Like you're never really worried about it. So you have to go Shea here.
Yep. I'm with you. All right.
I mean, you have
All def- let's go all rookie, then defensive, then all NBA.
to. All right.
You want to start?
So, huh?
You want to start with first team
Yeah. Did
or
you
all
make
rookie?
a? You have an all rookie?
Yep.
Or, okay, good. So obviously Con and Cooper and VJ. I mean,
Yep.
those are whenever they're your top three in rookie of the year. Sorry. They are just going to be automatically on that first team.
Yes.
So, and then I have Maxime and Dylan Harper
Okay, we have the same teams.
on my team. I actually, oh my god, I forgot him. Oh, let me change this.
Yeah, and my second is Coward, Ace Bailey, Fears, um, CMB,
Mm-hmm.
and am I missing anybody? Derek Queen.
See, that was just my team, and then I remembered I wanted to put Neat Clifford in there, so I put Neat Clifford in there over Fears. So, but I
That's
don't think that's fair to Fears. I think that's biased, and
yeah,
I would like to say that I had Fears in there before I just went, oh my god, I want Neat to be on it because I'm not voting for anything. So,
yeah. No,
and I think,
I arguably for the second half of the season, I'd put Neek over Coward, but Neek just had
yeah,
such a he was one of the least efficient players in the league for the first 3 months.
that's true.
So from like an
I'm gonna
actual
keep track for you.
basketball standpoint, I can't put him on there. But
No,
since February, 100
he's been
percent
good.
there's a case for it.
He's been really good. I think just the plethora of players that you have in this rookie class, I don't think you can put him on there. I don't think there are. I
He
think
led
you'd
the
give him
league in
like
plus
11 or
minus.
12. Huh?
He led all rookies in plus minus or on off, whatever.
Oh,
Yeah,
but I mean, I just think you give him like 11th or 12th, and there's no third team, so it's
yep.
not like you can get on there. Um, Maxime, I know people don't even have Maxime on their ballots at all, which is crazy to me because
It's absurd. It's
Maxime
because
has been
people didn't
phenomenal
watch
this
the
year.
game.
He's Sabonis has gone since Sabonis has been out. He's been a monster. Like he's doing things that show that he could be potentially a top 10 center in the league at some point. And I don't think it's fair to keep him off their teams, especially when you're competing against like Derek Queen has not been good to end of the year.
No,
He was good early, but
he
recently
lost his
like he
starting
hasn't
job.
been that great. So I think to have even him over Maxime is really not fair to Maxime.
Yeah. No, Max's. I think the thing that has hurt him is there's some advanced stats out there that say his creation metric is super low. But when you watch him play, he's not an assist merchant.
No,
It's like the people that are like, "Oh yeah, he's only good when Westbrook's on the floor."
that's just not
You
even
watch
true
him
either.
because he's added post moves. I mean, early in the year he couldn't do anything without being assisted. He's added counters. He has a fantastic floater. He started knocking down the three.
Hmm.
He
Hmm.
can drive. I mean, he's got a solid bag. and he definitely
And he
got
plays
better
like
as
he's
the
a
year went
phone
on.
on defense too, which I don't think he is. So I
Yeah,
think when you don't watch him and you just look at stats, because who is watching a Kings game in 2026? Nobody.
just
So when
us.
you just look at metrics, sure, Maxime might be lower than some other people, but if you actually
And
watch
it's
these rookies play, I do not see how you could say Maxime isn't first team, let alone second team.
yeah,
Are you
Max and Nick
serious?
were so good. They won us 9 games after the All Star break.
Exactly. We were better than the Warriors, and they accused us of tanking.
All right, all defensive.
This was low key kind of difficult.
Yeah,
Um, I think the three that really were not hard for me for first team were Wemby, Chet, and then Asar.
yep.
Those are my top three, and then I also had I had Scotty Barnes and Derek White as my other ones on my first team.
We just have
I
the same lists.
Who's your second team then?
Castle,
I don't have him.
OG, Gobert,
Yeah.
Case and Wallace,
Hmm.
and Amen.
Ooh, okay. So we have I don't have Amen or Castle.
Okay.
I have Jaden McDaniels and Timoni Gamara.
I was really close with Kamara over Castle, but
I think
and it probably
Castle's
should
been a
have
great
been.
defender, but at the same time, like I think the impact that Wemby has kind of leads to all those Spurs players being
Yeah.
better defenders because of that. So to me, I think Tumani plays damn near every minute of every game.
Yeah.
Like
No, that's a really
he's-
fair, especially with how much I weighed Wemby's defensive impact on his MVP.
Mhm.
Um, but I'm sticking
I
with
think
it.
Castle's almost there.
Yeah.
But I think he would be like just the first or second one left off for me. It, Amen would be the same thing. But I really couldn't leave off. I couldn't leave off Jaden McDaniels. I think he's just such a phenomenal defender. He can guard anybody.
Yeah.
So, and I think we're gonna see that today. Like he's gonna like that game is gonna be one. That game's gonna be
I'm
great.
so
I
excited.
can't wait for it. But Jaden McDaniels himself is phenomenal, and I mean you got Case and Wallace in there. Obviously, the best defender on OKC right now, and you have great defenders on OKC. So that is really saying something.
Yeah.
For him to be the best defender on that team, I mean, he just deserves it. And then Rudy Gobert,
He had a great
I know a
defensive
lot of
season.
people have him first team.
You
I
can't do
can't.
it. Yeah.
I can't do it. I just watch him get cooked too often on the perimeter. Yes, he had that really nice play against KD where he blocked the shot in the clutch. But I mean, Scotty Barnes has been a phenomenal defender, and I don't think I'd put Rudy Gobert over him. And Derek White as well. Like Derek White is leading a 2 seed in the East defensively, and he's just. I think you got to give him the credit for that and give him that first team.
Yeah, I probably put Gobert a 7 if I had to number it.
I think I'd have him
Yeah.
6th or 7th with OG flipping with them.
All right, and then only BA teams.
All right, you want to start at the top
Yeah,
or at the
I'll
bottom?
go first. Let's start first team on this one.
Okay.
Shea, Wemby, Jokic, Luka, Kawhi.
It's completely fair. The only difference I have in there is I have Cade over Kawhi.
Yep.
I mean, they're the one
Those
seed.
two are pretty interchangeable for me.
Like, yeah, I think Kawhi is 6th for me. They're the one seed in the East. He was honestly at one point he was either my first or second in NBA or MVP voting. And I think he's just played phenomenal. Other than when he went out unfortunately with the collapsed lung. So, and they've still played pretty well without him. But
Yeah.
I just feel like he has to be in there for me. Like I don't think I can I don't think I can not put him up there. I know Kawhi is averaging like 27 this season and has been great, but Cade was
Yeah,
just
Cade did lead the one seed.
unbelievable.
You want to go
You
second
want
team first?
you can go first.
Okay. So for me, Cade 6, then Jamal Murray, Jalen Brown, KD, and Donovan Mitchell.
I have Kawhi, Jalen Brown, Donovan Mitchell, Kevin Durant, and then the only difference I have is I have Jalen Johnson.
Yep.
Um, I mean, when you think about Jamal Murray versus Jalen Johnson, Jamal Murray's been phenomenal this year.
Yeah. He's just
Um,
been he's been 1B. Jalen Johnson's been the one.
mhm. And I think having Jokic is kind of just like if Jokic wasn't there, obviously I think Jamal Murray would be second team for me. But I think the impact, again, going back to the same thing on the defensive team with
Yeah.
Castle, the impact of those players kind of leads to like Jamal Murray being up there, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
For me, it was just his efficiency at almost 44% from three on
Oh
seven and
yeah,
a
it
half
was
attempts a
ridiculous.
game. It He's always had great regular seasons or good regular seasons. This is his best regular season, and
By far.
I mean Jokic had elevated him, but never to this point, which is why I went with him at 2.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I still have him on my third team, so it's not like I'm not.
yeah,
It's not like I'm leaving him off all NBA completely. But I think this year at the top, you just had so many good players.
yeah,
Um, and I don't think it's. I. I mean, Jamal Murray deserves second team, but there's so many people who also deserve second team.
yeah,
And Jalen Johnson, to me, I mean, he's almost averaging a triple double on the Hawks, where Trey Young got traded. Um, he took over the bigger role, and he's really, really taken that leap for himself, and that's why he's also in contention for most improved player. Um, and in all honesty, like he's just been phenomenal. Like I thought he would be good. I didn't know he'd be this good. So
yeah.
I just have him on
No,
my
it's
second
completely
team. I
fair.
drafted him.
I had him first spot on my third team. So I had Jalen Johnson, Scotty Barnes, Tyrese Maxey, Jalen Brunson, and Jalen Duren.
I have Jalen Duren, Jamal Murray, Tyrese Maxey, Jalen Brunson, and then I have Denny on
Yeah,
my
the only
last one.
my big question when I was doing mine was between Maxi and Chet. I know Maxi's like scoring numbers were great, but I mean the Sixers really just weren't the same without Embiid, and
No, not at all.
Maxi's numbers also weren't the same without Embiid,
No.
which is why we talked about with Wemby and Castle and with Murray and Jokic.
It's way worse
It's
with
worse with
Max.
Maxi and Embiid.
And I think that's almost. I mean, I just didn't want to leave off Maxi because he's had such a good year, and
Yeah, that's why I
I don't
kept him
think it's
on.
fair to just be like, oh well, he's not good without Embiid. They haven't been good without Embiid. They've been terrible without Embiid, but and I hope Embiid comes back in the playoffs because that would actually make the playoffs interesting
Yeah,
rather
at least
than
that
them being
series.
by the Celtics. So I think Chet was my 16th or 17th. Who did you have in there that I didn't have? Forget.
JJ, Scotty, Maxi, Brunson, and
I
Duran.
didn't have Scotty. I didn't have Scotty. I think Scotty would have been 17 for me. He's also had a great year. So, and they're the 5 seed in the East. So,
Yeah,
but I just don't think Denny was so good this year. I just didn't think I could leave him off of it. I I think Chet has also been. I think all three of them are deserving of All NBA. There's just not enough spots, so you really just got to pick and choose. And now I don't think Denny makes All NBA, and I think part of that is I've mentioned it before. Part of that is bias, just like people don't like Denny Avdia, so they're not going to vote for him if he's like borderline on there. Like I don't think anybody really likes Denny Avdia, but he's a great basketball player. I think Chet makes it over him, and I
I
think that would
agree,
be
especially because of the defense.
yeah.
But
I mean, he's second in defense player of the year. He just has Wemby in front of him. He's been phenomenal. So I think Chet does deserve it as well. But it's difficult when you get down to that third team and you're picking players and choosing who you want to be on your third team because I think first and second team are really easy. At least like the players you can pick for it. But third team, when you get down to that 14, 15 spot, it's kind of just like I almost left off Jalen Brunson. I didn't think he took a little bit of a step back. He was still great this year, but
yeah, no, he definitely did. I think the Knicks in general also just did. But
yeah,
who is Justin Termine or Termine, and why is Wemby on his second team?
why would Wemby? Who was on his first team?
Uh, Shea, Kawhi, Jokic, Luka, Jalen Brown.
You said Jalen Brown.
Yeah,
I don't know how you could put Jalen Brown. I actually I get it, but Jalen Brown to me has been something this year.
great
Something
numbers, just super inefficient. But at the same time, he carried the Celtics for a while. So,
horribly inefficient.
like
Like
historically,
his numbers are great, but like that's because he just shot chucks every single game, and he's just a black hole. I mean, the All Star game showed you exactly what Jalen Brown is doing on the Celtics. The Celtics just happened to be not playing the other All Star team all the time. So I mean, he chucked up like 20 shots and didn't even barely scored and was just I mean
yeah.
he was terrorizing that All Star game. Um, and he does similar, but he actually scores for the Celtics. I mean, you'll see games he'll just go like 10 for 27, and he
Oh,
happens to
the
have
low lights are bad.
26 points. Like it's ridiculous, and you can't leave him off your second team because
No,
of how good they are this year, and how he's been pretty clutch. But you can't put him on your first team. I mean, he's averaging 29, yes, 29, 7 and 5, but he's shooting 34% from three, 47% from the field. And like some of these games are just like oh my god. I don't know. He's just inefficient to
yep.
me, but he deserves second team for sure. He's taken 21 shots this year. No, 22 shots this year.
Did we miss anything?
It's crazy.
No, I think that's all of it.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go ahead
Um,
and wrap that
did
up
we ever
here.
talk about
Go ahead.
the new matchups in the playoffs at all, or do
No,
you
we
want to do
didn't.
that, or do you want to do like our playoff bracket really quick?
Yeah, let's do it.
Um. All right. Well. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Playoff NBA playoff bracket. I know it off the top of my head. I just want to look at it.
Yeah, I just want to visualize it.
Images. Terrible image. Also. Okay. So let me get to that. Let me full screen this. I think I have OKC. Oh, it's OKC and Phoenix. I think with Jalen Green, I think they can get a game. Jalen Green and Booker, I think they can at least win one. But
Jalen Green's been fantastic.
oh yeah, I know. Like you were saying yesterday, I know the Rockets are punching air, but I mean they have KD. KD's the second team this year,
Yep.
so it's not
I
like
was
you
just
can
more
really.
watching last year and then seeing what he
Yeah,
did the last two games.
I mean, if he's going to continue playing like that, man, he's such a steal for the Suns, and like I mean, they got rid of Kevin Durant, who's old, and they got Jalen Green, who's young, and he can produce at the same level pretty much right
Yeah.
now. Like that's just. I'm not. I'm not going to go to the level of like the OKC trade with Shea, but like
No,
that would
it
be
could be
that would be
a
ridiculous. But
franchise saving move.
yeah, it's at that level of like because you nobody thought they would be good without without KD this year. So the fact that they brought in Jalen Green, who people clowned on early this season, and he's doing what he's doing now, I don't think you can. It's he's been unreal for them. I think they win a game. I don't think they do anything. So OKC advances for me.
Yep.
And then the other game, I might just go through. I might just go through my whole
Go ahead.
quickly. I have Houston and I don't know when Luca comes back. I don't think he comes back. Houston in
They're going
five.
to be done before Luca can come back.
Houston in 5 or 6. I'd probably lead towards
I'd go 5.
5. Denver and Minnesota. It's such a good series, but I think I'm going Denver in 6. Um, it's going to be so competitive though. Ant's going to win some of those games by himself. Jaden McDaniels is phenomenal this year, especially offensively and defensively. Rudy Gobert could get cooked, and that's really going to be their X factor. If Rudy Gobert plays well, I think it goes 7 and they could win
Yeah.
that. I mean, it's game 7, anybody could win that. As you saw yesterday with the Hornets and
Yeah, winner
Magic,
go home, everything goes out the window.
literally. So I think Denver can win in 6. I think if it goes 7, like I might even lean towards Minnesota depending on how they're looking. But it really just depends. Denver has been phenomenal recently, so I'm going 6 for Denver. Spurs and Portland. I don't think Portland gets swept, but I mean they might. So I'm going to go Spurs in 5. I think all these teams are good enough to win a game, so I don't think I have anybody getting swept really. Other than in the East, I think Detroit sweeps. I don't know what you think, but
Yeah.
I think Detroit sweeps the Magic. I can't believe the Magic made it. I think it's unfortunate they made it because I don't want to watch.
No, I have no interest in that series.
But yeah, that is it's a series, but it's not going to be very fun.
No.
The
Uh,
next one, Cleveland, Toronto. Uh, I think it'll be a good series. Personally, I don't know what you think, but I think it'll be a good series. I think Cleveland, to me, wins in 6.
yeah, I think it's going to be a good series. I'm not a huge Raptors believer, but I'm also not a Harden believer. So it's
That's
which
true.
one do I believe in less? And I still think it's the Raptors, but I think it's going to be a fun series.
Yeah, I think with the Cleveland trade to upgrade their bench the way they did with
Yeah.
Keon and Dennis Schroeder, I think that just adds a level to them that frankly the Raptors do not have
Yep.
on their bench. I mean, they have Jamal Shed, but that doesn't quite rise to the level of like Max Struss or Jordan Tyson um, that you have. Or wait, is it Jalen Tyson? I just said that wrong. I just said his brother.
Jalen. Yeah.
I just said his brother. Um,
I forgot he had a brother.
and the brother's first rounder in the NFL. But I mean, I think the thing that makes me a little bit more confident in the Raptors is when you get to the playoffs, the mid-range game is honestly it levels up your team. When you have somebody who can shoot in the mid-range, you really get
When you can
two
score from all three
two
levels.
contested mid-ranges like Brandon Ingram can. You're gonna see games where he can just take over and win games. So I think they get 2. I think it goes 6, and then Knicks Atlanta, also another great series. Like the East has great series. At least these 2 ones. Uh, I don't know who I don't know how many games, but I think I'm gonna go Knicks in 6 again.
For me, I'm still going Atlanta. This is my one like legit upset series. Everything else for me feels pretty chalk. This is the one that I see the upset.
That's completely fair. Honestly, now that you say that, I think I'm gonna go. I think we mentioned it before. I think if it goes to 7, Atlanta wins. But if it's 6, I think the Knicks win. I think we said that
Other
in the
way
last.
around?
Huh?
Other way around?
Was it the other way around?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm tripping.
Because, yeah, game seven back in New York, playoff experience with the Knicks.
That's true.
And then game six, like if let's say Hawks split one at home or split one on the road, get both at home, lose game five, come back, win at game six.
Yeah, yeah. I think I. It's such a hard series. I really want the Hawks to win it,
Yeah, for me, the
but I
3-6
wanted to experience it.
series are the best series. The 4-5s to me just they're there. They're a good series, or the East is a good series.
Yeah,
The West would have
the
been great if it wasn't for injuries.
yeah, but I think I'll go Knicks in 6 still, maybe 7.
That's
Yeah, I'll
fair.
stick to 6. Whatever. Boston,
Celtics
Philadelphia.
Sixers
Oh, this series would be so good
with Embiid.
if Embiid was playing. But unfortunately, we don't know when Embiid is back. I'm hoping it's by game 3. I mean, he's on the sidelines, and they're still like ruling. They only ruled him out for game 1 so far. So, I mean, you have probably like a week until game 3 even happens. So I think game
He
3
had
is on
his surgery
Friday,
9 days ago.
and normal recovery time's 2 to 3 weeks. Sorry, um,
Bless you.
but I think if he comes back by game 3, I think they at least win a couple games. So I think I go Celtics in 6. The Celtics have just been so good this year. And Joel Embiid has even said it. He said this isn't a rivalry. Like people try to make this Boston and
It hasn't
Philadelphia
been a
rivalry.
rivalry for 20 years.
And
Maybe it's
I mean,
closer to
Joel Embiid said they just
35.
kick their ass every time. So
So game three. Wait. Game three would be Friday the 24th, so it'd be 15 days after.
just because of how many times he's like come back from injuries so quickly because it's the playoffs. I mean, you've seen him play with his eyes shut.
Yep.
He's played with knee injuries.
I
Like
mean,
I
this is
think he might
also
do it.
he had an organ removed, so this is a little bit of a tougher.
Yeah, that part is very true. So
But I think it could be a good series if he comes back. I mean, it sucks because Embiid is never available, but this one is not. This isn't one you can clown Embiid for.
no, no. Embiid is probably the most unlucky person in the NBA, and I think if anybody else had the injuries that Embiid had, Embiid's played 51% of games. If anybody else was Embiid, it'd probably be 30% because
Yeah,
the amount of times he just plays through things just to play is crazy. And they've had interns looking at his health all the time. Like it's just they don't even care. Like it's crazy. But wow. Uh I have the game pulled up right now, and the quarter just ended, but the Cavs just had a little crazy run at the end. My second round, I think we should blow through this quickly so we can get
yep.
done with. Um, Thunder in
Thunder
5,
Rockets.
Rockets is what I would lean. I'm not very confident in the Rockets right now. Maybe 6 actually, because they have so much size. Like they could pull
Yeah,
it in.
I was thinking six.
Yeah, I think I'll go 6. Denver, San Antonio. This is going to be the best series. Like, this might be the greatest series we've seen in a while. And there have been a lot of good series recently.
I'm going Denver. I just
And
blew
that's
through
fair.
it. I have. We'll come back to it, but yeah, we'll come back. But I'm going Denver.
I think I got San Antonio.
Okay.
I gotta see the first round too to really like say like I mean, they're inexperienced, but I think when it comes to like the playoffs, like the one thing we haven't seen for the Spurs yet is De'Aaron Fox takeovers, other than important games when
Whenever he
Wemby is
plays
out.
the Thunder.
Like
Because when Fox
he
plays the
takes
Thunder this
over.
year, he gets pissed off. We haven't seen angry Fox in San Antonio.
And I think we might when people start shitting on him for doing something and then he drops a random 40 bomb and everyone's like, oh my God, De'Aaron Fox is back. And then he just continues from there. Because playoff time, De'Aaron Fox has been phenomenal.
Yeah.
At least it's very small sample size, but he's
No,
been
he's a
great.
riser.
So
He was
I think we're going to see
cooking the
that.
world champion Warriors until he broke his thumb.
We should have won that series.
Yep.
We could have won the finals. We could have won that year.
Yep.
Probably not, but if he never broke his hand, we would have been. Oh my God, that is.
We would have made a run. All right, we could do that forever. Detroit, Cleveland.
You want to go first? Because I feel like you wrote it out.
I have Detroit.
This one's
But
difficult.
now that I'm thinking about it, I might go Cleveland.
I think
I
I'm
have
going
no
Cleveland
idea.
in 7. I think I'm going Cleveland in 7. The one thing about James Harden is, yes, he does diminish a little bit in the playoffs. However, he's due a good playoff run.
Yeah.
So, and you still have Donovan Mitchell. I think the Cavs
There's
are
a
more
lot of
talented
experience
than the
there
Pistons.
too.
I think the Cavs overall have more talent than the Pistons do right now. I think they have a deep bench, and I think they can just rely more on their players to score and defend than Detroit can. I don't think that's really a shot at Detroit because I think the Cavs before this year were pretty much almost everybody's 1 seed. I think
And they
had
got
a
better
bad
at the
start,
deadline.
but the team looks a bit different now, and I think it's a lot better than last year. So I think to me they went in 7.
Yeah, and I think the guys that were there last year are going to be really fired up for these playoffs with
Mhm.
the collapse that they had last year. I think they're going to be
They
able
just
to
have
try to
so
bring
much
something.
size.
Yeah.
Like in the interior, you have Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. Like you just have some, and you have Thomas Bryant off the bench. Like you just have good
And
players
Tomlinson
as
comes in
bigs.
and brings great energy off the bench too.
Yeah, I mean you have phenomenal defensive players on your bench, and good shooters as well. So I think it'll be an interesting
And
series.
you
But
never know, as much as I hate him, if Schroeder is going to go on a FIBA run.
oh yeah, he could do it.
Like that's an X factor that really is kind of crazy. All
And
right.
he's a great 6 man. Like you don't need to rely on him much for anything.
So Atlanta / New York versus Boston. So for Boston versus New York, and for me, Boston versus Atlanta, I think Boston's advancing.
Mhm.
I don't.
I got Boston.
I'm just gonna take it a step further. I don't see anybody in the East beating him.
No, I think the Cavs could maybe, which is what we're going to talk about next. But I think I got Boston in 6 against the Knicks for me. They're just so much better. They're back to what they are as the championship team. Like the team is all back, and they have a great center now in Keita,
And
and
they have great depth.
they have Schreierman. They have, I mean, Garza's probably going to play too. Like they just have good depth.
Gonzalez, Hauser, great shooters off the bench, fantastic role players. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's
yeah,
gonna
I
be
have them going to the final. But let's jump back over to the West. OKC Denver or OKC San Antonio.
okay. I hate Oklahoma City. So, but I don't think you can pick against them. Like I don't think you can. Like I think they're so good, and
I did.
You picked
I'm
them.
going Denver.
You went Denver. I think.
Yeah.
I think for me, if Denver makes it to the conference finals, I think Denver can beat them.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Spurs can beat them right now, but actually, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna go Spurs in 7, simply because Game 7. Yes, Shea is gonna go off. That's not my thing here. De'Aaron Fox, Castle, great defenders are gonna defend whoever else is on the court. Casey
Yeah.
Wallace, J Dub, whatever. Like, sure, doesn't matter. Dylan Harper as well. Um, Wembenyama against Chet. Chet
He hates
is,
that man.
to put it nicely, Chet is Wembenyama's bitch.
Yep.
So I think they can win the series, and if Denver makes it to OKC, I think Denver does it this year. They're so good. They have so much depth. I think it really is between those Spurs and whoever wins that Spurs Denver series is going to be tested because OKC is such an easy path.
Yeah. For me, the problem is if Spurs Nuggets is too good of a series, where they just they beat each other up, which is very very possible because the Thunder are going to have a cakewalk. But
Unless
at
the
the same
Rockets
time,
could test them,
I
I don't think they
Houston's
can.
really
But like they
physical.
could.
So even though it could be an easier series, they could still get pretty banged up
Yes,
because the Rockets are a big physical basketball team. Like it's gonna be tough.
and they're going to have
So
to be big and physical to even have a chance
yeah,
against them. So they're going to elevate what they've done in the regular season. They're going to have to elevate that
oh,
physicality
they
in order
will.
to beat OKC.
Yeah, Udoka's a psychopath. He's gonna have them fighting everybody in OKC for every minute.
Mhm.
So
And even if LA makes it, if LA by some miracle, by King LeBron James makes it, then they'll have Luca back, and that could be a series.
yeah.
Like I could
Oh,
see OKC
Lakers
getting
pull
tested
through.
enough to the point where you can see Denver and San Antonio having a great chance.
Yeah, for me, whoever makes out of the West is winning it all. I mean, Boston's gonna give them a series, but the West is just too good.
I agree.
They're going to
Yeah,
be sharp. They're going to be playing great basketball to make it through whatever they had to. So for me, I'm going Denver over Boston in the finals.
I
But
think I'm going Spurs over Boston,
okay,
but I will say the final series that I want, like really, really want, is Spurs Cleveland.
okay.
That to me would be the most fun series. At least I don't think Cleveland makes it. I also don't really know if the Spurs make it because I do think Denver has a great chance to beat them. Like I just don't know if they don't have the playoff experience yet to even justify picking them to win. But I don't know.
They have an NBA champion on the roster.
We're talking about Harrison Barnes.
Yeah.
We saw what happened last time. He was in the playoffs.
Yep.
Oh, I'm still mad at him for
Yeah.
that brick of a 3 to end the game. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Wow, we really lost that series. We really lost that series. We were
And
so good
real
that
quick,
year.
since that series came up on Twitter yesterday, when Draymond talked about the fact that LaMelo shouldn't get suspended because Sabonis didn't.
Dude, he literally stepped on him. And
And
yes, Sabonis may have been trying to protect his face. He did grab his leg,
he
so I
grabbed him a
understand.
little bit,
But like, come on, bro! You literally like jumped up and stepped on him,
no, it was you put your entire body weight into his chest.
and he was
Just like
complaining
how
that
he
he
punched
couldn't
Devin
do it.
Booker in the chest yesterday. And they said it was a common foul. And
I,
then they ejected Booker for doing
they,
nothing.
They ejected Draymond too, though.
Yeah.
But it was at the end of the game. It didn't matter. Like, who
No.
cared? They probably said something like in the. I mean, what ref was it? I feel like.
Oh, Scott Foster.
Oh yeah, he's always causing problems. So
The
you do
extender.
anything you do anything near Scott Foster, you're probably getting a tech or thrown out there.